Everyone, welcome back. Dr. Obam Bowen here. It's wonderful on this beautiful sunny Friday here in Florida, in Miami. I'm enjoying the warm weather. That's why I'm saying it, because I would rather be here than home in Atlanta. But anyways, today it is still 2021, which means it's still the year of the one thing. And the one thing we're going to be talking about here today is growth. So growth's absolutely essential for your life, for your business. And as usual, hi Anoop, welcome my friend, good to see you. Thanks for plugging in. We're going to be talking about how to actually grow your business. And before I jump into today's topic, let's talk about growth itself in my working definition of growth, which is growth is that thing that you consistently do to remove yourself from the current comfort zone, right? Because your current comfort zone is a place that obviously make you comfortable, make your business comfortable, and it remains in a place of stagnation. So if you don't choose growth, you're by default choosing apathy. And apathy, we'll talk about apathy in the end, but you don't want to have business as an apathetic state of business, which brings us to today's topic, right? How to grow a seven-figure business in 90 days or less, right? So this is what most other marketers, and I said marketing is very steep, but I mean common sense would say that's what you want when you're building a business. How you can build a business specifically 90 days or less to seven figures. Now strategically, that's great, that's plausible, it can happen conceptually in a sense. But tactically, sometimes it's not sound. There's lots of things that can happen. So what actually happens within the tactics are combining the two, the difference between tactics and strategy, and actually combining tactics and strategy is that strategically, you can build a seven-figure business in 90 days. It's been done. I've done it before. Having so many other things line up, right? Tactically to be implemented within 90 days to make that happen, right? So knowing all the parts that happen. So the strategy, which follows basically the vision or the plan, and the tactics is the day-to-day that actually happen to make the strategy implementable, right? So you implement tactics into a strategy to formulate an actual plan when you're done. So the plan comes from a vision. But anyways, let's focus more on this. This is what most people see. It's great, it's skillful marketing, but the truth is, with someone who's never done it before, even if you help them in that gradient and learning, there's three different learning impediments that you have. We're not going to talk about number three. That's just too much to go today, right? We'll talk about number one and number two. So, which I did it in reverse, right? 2 and 1, saying 1 and 2. So number one is basically what appeals to the masses or the lack thereof that you don't get from basic conjugation. So, see, I went a little fast. For some folks that might get it and some that won't. All that means is this: things aren't understandable in the first phase for most people, especially when it comes to business. So if you've never started a business before, it is very possible to understand strategically you can build a seven-figure business in 90 days or less. Tactically, for that person, they might not get it. Even if you do it for them, they will not be able to maintain it. So tactically, what I put is a strategy of building a 6-month program. And for those who get involved in the program, which is the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator program this year, they get it for an additional 6 months, because understanding, hi Jojo, good to see you, welcome, thank you so much. Because especially for those who are new to business and building a seven-figure business for the first time, thank you so much, good afternoon to you too. Building a seven-figure business for the first time, it's going to take them somewhere between 9 to 12 months, which is why our program, so even though it's a 6-month program, especially for this year, for those who are now starting, we're helping them, and we're saying 9 to 12 months, because when you implement the tactics into the strategy, it takes a little longer. Now, I can force that person along, and I can help pull your business to 7 figures in 90 days, doing all the things. But then when I leave, you are now dependent on me because you didn't learn the phases, which gets us to number 2, which is a steep gradient. So that means that I've implemented the business. Like, for example, if I've helped them build your business in 90 days to 7 figures, great, you're excited, you're happy, but then you can't maintain it without me because the gradient is too steep. So we have to slow down, which is why we included the tactics in our program, not just the strategy. So the strategy we can give you, you can go and implement it. And this is what we pretty much use for the folks who, like yourself, in our private group that will give them the strategy, and they'll go and implement it themselves. It may take them longer, but for us to employ it for them and help them and hold their hands and do it, help them build a multi-million-dollar business in 9 to 12 months, we employ the tactics. They get involved with us on weekly calls, and we show them step by step by implementing the tactics, the strategy, tracking the key performance indicators of the things that'll build their businesses, right? So what we do is we bridge the gap between the first and the second learning curves, which is taking it out from mass understanding into the steep gradient, and then they're able to go, which is why I'm not going to talk about number 3 today, because that's just too high level. Not to say it's too high level for anyone, but it's too high level to try to explain the end result in the beginning to get stuff there. So as we focus on building, and we can build any business in 90 days to 7 figures, tactically, that's tactically sound. The strategy of actually implemented requires that you do have some understanding and background in doing so. So that ties in then to the person who's built a business before, who might have built a 6 or 7 figure business, but they didn't, and they might have used the different tactics to get there, but they never have the strategy and how to actually implement and really do it and supercharge it. They might have had some momentum and they've got into the first phase, and that's all where they stayed, so they're not growing, right? And if you're not growing, you're declining, you're choosing apathy by default. So what our system and our program does, the Underdog Millionaire Business Accelerator, for the person who's built a 6 or 7 figure business, we help you now with the strategy, because you already got the tactics. You just don't know how to strategically employ it to where it can actually get you to the first level of momentum, which is maintaining momentum, then help you tactically to then advance momentum and strategically give you another planning and tactics so that you can then advance momentum, go into accelerated momentum. So the acceleration is what can happen. That can happen in between day 1 and 30, day 30, 45 to 60, and 60 right to 90. Boom, that happens like that. So it's what happens when you put the tactics and the strategy together that has the implementation flawlessly, because we who have been there, done that before, are helping you monitor the proper key performance indicators, which are called KPIs in a business, right? That's the difference between tactics and strategy. That's how we can help someone move from actually launch, scale, and profitability to 7 figures. But someone who's already launched and scale, and they're just looking, they're trying to get to that next level. Maybe you've built a $500,000 business. Maybe you've built $1 million business, and you haven't done it in a calendar year, or maybe you've done it in a calendar year, but you don't know how to sustain it year over year, hand over hand. You need something that is a simple, guess what? Predictable, repeatable, profitable business. And that's exactly what we have in a box that we, in a sense, give to you. Then you get our strategies, then you get our tactics, and you get the hand-holding for the implementation, knowing the key performance indicators that will help your business grow. So is it possible? 100% you can build a 7-figure business in 90 days. We are in the phase, even with our company now, slowing it down. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to prove it to everyone else, because we've just implemented the strategy over the course since we actually officially launched this thing January 14th, right? We've implemented the strategy. Now we're taking the tactics, but we're scaling faster because we already know what needs to happen. The next 15 steps that comes, we already know that strategically what it looks like. Now we're going to implement it tactfully, and we're going to hire some folks to help us do that and scale it faster. Why am I saying that? The reason we're hiring folks to help us take it faster, just because we know what to do, doesn't mean that we are the skill sets, right? So one of the things we're actually doing today is sitting down to say, look, when this happens and we scale, we need a sales force to help, guess what? Transfer those sales into the program. So as the CEO, myself and Mr. Fia Al-Faiz, my business partner, it's like we can't wear 16 hats, but we can supervise and manage 16 different hats, whereas we're just focused on the one hat, the most important hat, which is the CEO hat. Because at times in the beginning, we started the manager hat, we're using the CEO hat, we're using the ad hat, we're using the marketing messaging hat, you're using everything, all those hats. So as you implement teams and individuals, then we start taking those hats off, so I can just focus on being a CEO. Now let me give you the scenario of what a CEO actually is for a company. See, picture your company or your business as a car. And most business owners, as I share with them all the time, is to understand the difference in what being a CEO is. Most of them focus on being the steering wheel of the car, wrong. Most of them focus on being maybe the engine in the car, wrong again. Most of them focus on being the car itself, definitely wrong. Any part of the car is you're a cog in the process. You don't need to be a cog in the process. Do you know what a CEO really is to the car? The CEO is gasoline, because the reason you buy a car is eventually you know that you're going to sell that car, get rid of that car, or buy another car, because you can't use that one car forever. So the only reason you start a business is to be able to sell a business. So you should be the gasoline in the business, where you can step out of that business and drive another business or drive several businesses at the same time. You could own several cars, so you're the gasoline behind it. And that's what happens. So you picture yourself as the gasoline. In 90 days, we can help you large scale and blow a business out into 7 figures, because we have the right team, we have the right mindsets, we have the right tactics, and we have the right strategies to help you do so. So I know I went a little fast today because I'm very excited, especially because of where we're going in our business. And the whole purpose of this is to demonstrate to everyone this year that not only can it be done, but we're going to do it very methodically. We're going to have an accelerated year of growth and process, sharing with others that we have a simple, repeatable, predictable, profitable business, and anyone looking to do the same, we're going to get there. So as we approach 9 figures in the next 18 months, many folks are going to say, what happened? How did it happen? And we're going to say, who cares what happened? Join us and let's make you see what happened to your business. So remember, if you are not choosing to grow, you're by default choosing apathy, which means your business is going to stay in the same place and never grow, because apathy is a natural human instinct. It is common to us all, and it consistently forces us to seek a comfort zone where nothing ever changes. And if nothing ever changes, here's what you have to ask yourself as a business owner, as the gasoline for your car. Do I need petrol? Do I need flex fuel? Or am I using the wrong fuel, and do I just need to use diesel? Well, here's the answer to the question when you ask that in business terms. Am I going to continue doing this by myself? Do I need outside help? And here's the deal. Here's the answer to that question. If you're doing the same thing in your business and having the same result, but you want a different result, but you're not getting a different coach, and you're not getting a different mentor, you're not getting anybody, here's the answers. I'm telling you how we can help you build your business, and you're not hiring me. Wrong. It's probably the first thing you should do. Right? So you can't have a different result doing the same things. I mean, by definition, that is just straight up crazy, right? That is the definition of insanity, doing the exact same thing, hoping for a different result. So in order to grow your business, find those who know what they're doing. Get help and move faster. So this is Dr. O saying, thank you for tuning in today. If this message reached you, touched you, or have been a blessing to you, do me a favor, comment one thing you got out of today's message. Thank you for that. Number 2, tag a friend or share it with someone else. So share. Be a go-giver and not just a taker. Don't just take in the information for yourself and say yes. Take it and say yes and give to someone else, because gratitude is the best place to be. Be grateful and give to others so they can be grateful for you showing up in the world. So take care. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow with another tip and message to help you build, grow your business. And if you're looking to build your business that is in a predictable, repeatable, profitable process, go to theyearoftheonething.com, see what we're doing and how we're helping out entrepreneurs, and I'll see you tomorrow. But with that, take care, and remember, choose growth, because if you don't choose growth, you're by default choosing apathy. Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now, everyone.